All right, let's unpack the far more compelling and exciting and maybe consequential game, at least as it relates to our preconceived notions about which teams are going to be good and which teams are going to be bad, because all of a sudden the Bengals are bad and the Commanders are good. And I had this nagging sense throughout the game, Devin, that the Bengals were going to wake up at some point. And maybe it's just because Gary, our producer, the Commanders fans, was like, pump the brakes, still a lot of time left. And it's true. You worry about that, especially when you're playing a team that should be beating you. Like, at what point are they going to go on the equivalent of an 18-2 run in a basketball game and leave us in the dust? But to their credit, and this is more about the offense and the defense, every time it started to feel like the Bengals were on the verge, the offense just delivered clutch play after clutch play, culminating in the one that we'll ultimately unpack very soon and in close detail. But they always answered and kept drives alive and took time off the clock and made it harder for Joe Burrow to do the things Joe Burrow does.
And I'm always interested in these games when it's close and, the Commanders come out and they're playing good ball. The Cincinnati goes and scores. They come right back and answer. I'm always interested in what happens after the half. Are you able to get it back going? Are you able to go blow for blow with the team that is the favorite? You're on the road. It's like so many things going on. As soon as the second half starts and Washington, again, I was going back and forth and I see Washington, they're in scoring position again. I'm like, oh, Washington's for real tonight. This is going to be an issue. And the glaring thing for me with Cincinnati was the defense. They just could not get any stops early in the game, late in the game. It was just whatever Washington wanted to do, they did it. And as much as we want to call Jaden Daniels young and Cam Taylor-Britt called it a simple college offense, it wasn't a bunch of just off-schedule plays were the only big plays. Like the first deep ball to McLaurin was he hits his back foot. He sees McLaurin is even with the safety and he says, hey, I like this matchup. I'm going to let it rip. Even though right now it's not a wide open play, he throws it and believes in what it is. And that was the thing to me. Like this Bengals defense, they were seen as one of the best defenses, scheme-wise, drawing different things up, how they were able to go out there and do it. Cam Taylor-Britt, a good player out at corner. You got Hubbard and Henderson off the edge. Like all of these things are going well, and it's just like everyone keeps wondering, when is this team going to wake up? My thought is this team really what we thought? It's only, and again, I say this is only 3 games in. I thought what Burrow said after the game was the best thing possible you can say as a quarterback, as a leader on the team is, no, I'm like, we're not dead in the water. Like we still believe, but also at the same time, the last thing that we should be talking about is winning a division, winning the conference. It's about how do we just win a game? How do we get something going where we feel good about what we've done the next day in the film room? Because that's the thing in this league. I've played on some teams in New England where it felt like we weren't the worst team in the NFL, felt like we were close, but it also was like, we also still keep losing. And the game against Kansas City, they fought, they played well, good moments in the game. Honestly, you probably walked away and said they should have won the game. Then you come back and it's like, all right, well, we had that game. Now we're definitely going to win against Washington. And it's the same result. You play decent. It's not terrible, but like you have to find a way to win in this league because other teams, like they're not just going to lay down because you are who you are. And I'm worried about this team of what happens in these next few weeks. Like it's not a promise you turn it on and go win. Injuries happen, like different things happen. Trent Brown, my guy Trent Brown goes down last night. Wasn't a good looking injury for him. Like those things happen in this league that makes it a lot harder to win once you start like the way they started.
Yeah, when Trent Brown was injured, it looked like something in that right knee went, and it's not something simple that's going to heal quickly. It felt like it had that vibe to it of extended absence. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.